In recent years, people all over the world have been interested in talks about Mexico's possible involvement in BRICS, which already consists of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The idea that Mexico, a lively country in the middle of the Americas, might join forces with the BRICS countries, which are becoming more powerful, has sparked interest and debate. In this detailed video, we'll talk about the chances of Mexico joining BRICS. We'll look at things like geopolitical effects, economic opportunities, cultural exchanges, and the way the region works. Join us as we talk about this interesting topic and try to figure out what might happen to the world in the future. If Mexico joined BRICS, it would be a big change in geopolitics that could shake up the current world order. It could mean that the balance of power in the world has changed, especially in the Americas. The United States, which has been Mexico's friend and trading partner for a long time, would definitely take notice, which could affect their relationship and the way things work in the area. Mexico's strategic location as a gateway between North and South America could also give BRICS a better foothold in the Western Hemisphere, which could lead to new alliances and trade routes. Mexico would have a lot of economic prospects if it joined BRICS. Because of the alliance's combined economic power and growing consumer markets, Mexico would be able to deal with more countries. Within BRICS, Mexico's manufacturing skills, businesses that focus on exports, and wealth of natural resources could find new ways to grow and broaden. More trade, investment, and technology transfers between BRICS countries would help Mexico's economy grow, create jobs, and make advancements in science. Amazing, right? Mexico's membership in BRICS could affect regional unity and trade agreements that are already in place. The North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, and its replacement, the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, could face problems as Mexico makes more trade deals with different countries. It would take skillful diplomacy and strategic decision-making to balance promises to regional agreements with new commitments within BRICS. The addition of Mexico to BRICS could also affect regional groups like the Organization of American States, which could lead to changes in political alliances and ways of working together. The world stage is set, and everyone is watching Mexico as it stands at a very important point. The question still hangs in the air. Will Mexico take advantage of the chance to join the powerful BRICS group and change the world as we know it? Leaders, experts, and people all over the world are getting more and more interested as the tension builds. Get ready for the shocking news that will change the course of Mexico's future and send shockwaves through the government. Get ready for a shocking turn of events that will leave you gasping for air and wanting more. The countdown has started, and Mexico's and the world's futures are in the balance. Don't blink, because something big and permanent is about to happen. The rich history, art, music, and food of Mexico would definitely add to the cultural ensemble of BRICS. More cultural exchanges, festivals, and school partnerships would help people understand, appreciate, and learn from each other's cultures. Mexico's flourishing film industry and well-known sports events could attract people from other BRICS countries. This would be a good way to use cultural diplomacy and soft power. At the same time, Mexico would gain from learning about the different cultures and traditions of the BRICS countries. This would help create an environment where people from different cultures can learn from each other. If Mexico joined BRICS, it would have a bigger role on the world stage and have a place to talk about important global issues. The group of nations could work more closely together on problems like climate change, sustainable development, healthcare, and reducing poverty. Mexico's experience with transnational crime, drug trafficking, and migration could help with efforts to keep the area safe and stable. By combining the strengths of the BRICS countries, Mexico would be better able to shape global goals and stand up for its own interests on different international platforms. Amazing, right? Mexico's position and experience in building infrastructure could be very important to making the BRICS countries more connected. Building transportation networks, supply hubs, and digital infrastructure together would make it easier for people to trade, invest, and meet each other. Mexico's experience with infrastructure projects like ports, railways, and communications could help build the BRICS infrastructure agenda as a whole. If Mexico joins BRICS, it could lead to greater financial cooperation and the creation of new ways of doing things. Strengthening financial links, like currency swaps, payment systems, and investment frameworks, would help BRICS countries become more economically integrated and make it easier for them to do business with each other. Mexico's strong banking industry and well-regulated financial markets could bring stability and financial know-how to the bloc, making it easier for countries to work together and be more adaptable in the financial world. Mexico's agriculture is known for its wide range of foods and rich culinary history. This could be a chance for BRICS countries to work together in agriculture. Sharing knowledge about sustainable farming methods, agricultural research, and the transfer of technology could improve food security, help rural areas grow, and help BRICS countries trade more in agriculture. Beneficial, right? BRICS countries could send tourists to Mexico to see its rich culture history, archaeological sites, and natural wonders, strengthening cultural exchanges and supporting tourism. Mexico's experience with natural disasters like earthquakes and hurricanes could help the BRICS countries work together to handle disasters and be more adaptable. Sharing best practices, exchanging information on early warning systems, and coordinating disaster reaction and recovery efforts would help the bloc lessen the effects of natural disasters. The fact that Mexico wants to improve gender equality and give women more power could fit in with the BRICS' focus on social inclusion and sustainable development. Collaboration on projects to help women start businesses, become leaders, and get access to education and healthcare would improve gender equality in the alliance and serve as a model for other areas. Mexico's various ecosystems, such as its rich marine life and unique plants and animals, could help the BRICS countries work together to protect the environment and wildlife. Sharing strategies for conservation, supporting sustainable practices, and working together to solve problems like deforestation, pollution, and climate change would show that the group is serious about taking care of the environment. Mexico's love of sports, especially football and soccer, could help BRICS countries work together on sports and share their cultures. Joint sports events, athlete exchanges, and training programs could create a shared stage for sports diplomacy, bringing people from different countries together and making them more friendly and respectful of each other. What are your thoughts regarding this? It's amazing, right? Even though the idea of Mexico joining BRICS is exciting, it's important to be aware of the difficulties that lie ahead. Mexico's membership in BRICS could make its relationship with the US more difficult, so it needs to be careful with its political moves. Mexico's economy depends a lot on trade with the US, and a big part of what it sells goes to its neighbor to the north. Joining BRICS could make it harder for countries to deal with each other and make it harder for them to get into new markets. Mexico would have to carefully handle the change and make sure that joining BRICS doesn't hurt its trade relationships with the US. Smart negotiation skills would be needed to bring together different economies, deal with political differences, and manage expectations within the group. To keep trade and geopolitical stability from getting messed up, it would also be important to make sure there is a balance between BRICS commitments and current regional agreements, like the USMCA. As we look into the possibility of Mexico joining BRICS, we see a fascinating picture of how the world is changing. If Mexico joined BRICS, it would have important effects on geopolitics, economics, cultural exchanges, and the way things work in the area as a whole. Even though there are some problems, the pros of Mexico joining BRICS outweigh the cons. This gives Mexico a unique chance to improve its global standing and shape the future of geopolitics. As the world watches closely, we look forward to the moment when Mexico's path crosses with that of the BRICS. This could be the start of a new era of cooperation, impact, and shared prosperity.